When you downloaded your data from the Census Bureau, you downloaded individual counties. When you downloaded your shapefiles from Esri, you downloaded individual counties. But a lot of times, when we want to look at what's going on in a certain part of the state, we want to look at multiple counties together. Well, we could plot on the same map your first county and your second county, and they would be side by side, since we chose contiguous counties, or maybe one above the other, depending on how you chose your contiguous counties. And we would have one set of legends for the left-hand county, if you will, and another set of legends for the right-hand county. What we want to do is have one set of legends for both counties. Well, you could manually go in there and manipulate that, but that gets to be very time-consuming if you have 5 or 6 counties that you need to merge them all together with one common set of legends. So what we're going to do in this part of the exercise is take your 2 counties and merge them together and make them into one file, so that we can use this one file, and we'll have now more divisions that we can look at, since we'll have the census tracts of both of the counties combined into one file. Make sure when you name this, you name it something that makes sense. So if you're looking at the area around a certain college, for example, you might name it with that college's name and say it's a combined file of multiple counties. So make sure you use a naming convention that makes good sense to what you're doing. So on this exercise, we're going to take our 2 counties that we've added census data to the shapefiles. We're going to merge those together and make one file out of those 2 files.
To merge 2 shapefiles together, we first need to look at the shapefiles before we actually do the merging routine. So we're going to come up here to the little plus sign, and we're going to download the Mason County shapefile. And then we're going to come back up here again, and the county that's contiguous to this that we're going to use is the Lewis County shapefile. And it's that file there. And you can see now we have 2 different counties here, but this was the county we had before. This is Mason, and over here is Lewis. So let's zoom so we can see both of those counties. So here is our Mason County area, and here is our Lewis County area. Let's display the income level. So remember, if you click on the name, it'll bring up the properties window. We want to be in symbology. We want to go to quantities, graduated colors, and the median income level is 53,001. So this is for Lewis County, and we're going to say OK. We're going to do the same thing for Mason County, quantities. Again, we're going to display 53,001. OK. Notice here for Mason County we get 5 divisions because there are 5 census tracts in Mason. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For Lewis County we get 4 divisions because there's 4 census tracts, and you can see those in here. Now the problem is, if we look at the red area of Lewis County, it's $19,109 is the cutoff point. If you go to the red area of Mason County, it's $21,419. They don't agree. These 2 counties have different income levels, but we looked at this county independent of this county, and what we really need to do is merge this data together. We also have 5 different divisions for this area, and we have 4 different divisions for this area. So we want to merge that data together. So we're going to come over here to this red toolbox and open that up. We're going to go to Data Management Tools, General, and you find Merge. And we're going to double click on that to open up the merge window. We're going to go to the Open File folder here, and here's our data for Lewis County. We're going to add that data in. Takes a moment for that to add. We also want to add the data in for Mason County. So we're going to go back up here, couple levels. Find Mason County. Remember, it was under census data. There's our shapefile for Mason County. We're going to add that in. Now if you look at the table window here, you see that we have two different counties of data. We're going to merge these together, and it wants to know where we're going to save the output file. So let's go back here and save the output file back on our K drive that we were at before. There's K, and we're going to save it at the root of K, and we're going to just call it merge 1. And we're going to say save that. So you can see the name here. I'm going to say OK, and it's going to do the merging operation. You can see the executing window come up over here. It's actually working, you can see there. And it's merging these two data sets, these two sets of shape files together, including all the different tables that are in there, all the different fields in the table. It has done that. So I'm going to close the window. It's completed. You can see here it says completed. I'm going to close that. And we have a new layer called Merge 1. And Merge 1 contains all the data that were in these two previous layers. If I double click to go to the properties of Merge 1, go to quantities now, you'll see here's all the different census tracts. Since they all were the same, we have all the census tracts there. Come down here to the last one, 53001. And let's say we're going to use 4 divisions for that census tract. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to close the tool window so that we have just more screen area. And now if we look at red is the lowest income areas. Those red areas only fall in Lewis County. But this is Lewis County, these 4 census tracts over here. The next income level is yellow. We get 1 area in Mason County and 1 area in Lewis County. Next are the turquoise colors, 1 in Lewis and 1 in Mason. And then we have the highest income levels of these two counties, 3 census tracts falling out in Mason County. This data below is no longer needed, so we can click on it, right click, remove. That's not permanently destroying the data, that's just removing it from this map. Remove the Mason County data, again by right clicking on it. And now we have just our merged data set, which stands independent of the other data set. So we could add additional merged counties in here or up in here to get a complete picture of this geographical area. You could also have put those extra data sets all in at once, so we could have merged 5 or 6 counties at once instead of just merging the 2 that we did. So now we get a unified data look for the area instead of the independent look for one county in the other county.
What you should have at the end of this video now is one file that is made up of 2 counties. You do not need to have the other 2 files showing on the computer in the legend area, because this one file represents all the information of the previous 2 files. Again, don't throw those files away, because you may want to use those files for some other purpose in the future, but you have now one file that combines these 2 counties together. What I would suggest for you to do now is go out and get 3 or 4 or 5 more counties that are contiguous to this county. So for example, if you're talking about a college in XYZ city, what areas does your students come from? Once we figure out the area that your students come from, go out and get all those counties and all their census data that you want, so that we can look at what is the student makeup around your individual college. So at the end of this, we're going to go out now and get 4 or 5 more counties, whatever number is in your service area, put those all in, add the census data to each shapefile, then merge those all together in a single area that represents your college. Now you can merge your 2 counties that are already merged together with these new counties. You don't have to go back to the original data set when you do that merger operation. And we can do multiple mergers all at once. We don't have to merge county A with county B and then county AB with county C. We can do all 6 or 8 counties all at one time in this merger feature. So what we want to now do is come up with a service area for your college and have those counties represented.